Okay, so flasher fobs for the Infinity Stones. We're doing the Reality Stone. You'll need a piece of backer, and I'm using all blacks for my backers. You'll need a piece of that flasher vinyl in red. See, you can almost see through it. And then I'm using some of that dry look leather because it's got that cracked lava look. So just like every other fob, you hoop your stabilizer and you run, and you'll need your little flasher thingamadoodle, okay? Hoop your stabilizer and run color stop 1, back right after that. Okay, we've run our die line, and this really honestly, guys, so far, nothing tricky, nothing strange about these fobs so far. So you're gonna float your top vinyl, and remember I'm using that dry look leather, and then you're gonna go ahead and run color stops 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, and 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Back as soon as I run those. So here we are again. We are on the Reality Stone, and we have sewed out, stitched out, done steps 1, which was the die line, 2, which is the gold, 3, the mahogany details, 4, the black, and 5, the red. What that red is a cut line. It's a single stitch, and it's going to show you where we need to cut so that our flasher vinyl shows through. Now usually when we're doing some sort of little inset or applique on one of these fobs, we do it with a satin stitch around it, and you don't have to do this wonky cutout thing. But this flasher vinyl, guys, is super delicate. It will not hold up to a satin stitch, so we've had to come up with different ways to do this. So if you notice, I use my seam ripper. I put a hole in so that I can get my scissors in. Grab your very favorite pair of super sharp scissors. Go on over there to that red line. And now we are going to, just like in kindergarten, we are going to cut right on the line very carefully. Remember, guys, turn your hoop, not your scissors. Whee! So in the movie, actually it was Thor, the first Thor, we get our first look at the Reality Stone, and it's actually trapped in aether, and there's this ancient looking gold receptacle with the aether inside of it, and then the aether has a red line through it, and that's what we're trying to duplicate here. And now I'm going to pick out this red, and you don't have to be this super anal retentive about everything, but I am, and it occupies a lot of my time, which means I stay out of trouble mostly. It's a single stitch, so it should pull right on out with no problems if you didn't cut right on top of all of it. Okay, there you go. Now we are going to take our flasher vinyl, and remember our flasher vinyl is thinner than any of the other vinyls we use. It doesn't hold up to a lot of stitching. It's also a little bit more translucent, so you can see through it. We're going to flip our hoop over. You do not have to have it cut this big. You see that piece is like 1 inch by 1.5 inches. You can actually cut it much smaller than this, but I was not paying attention to what I was doing, which happens a lot. Which means, guys, if you don't pay attention to what you were doing, you can have an awesome looking product just like I do. We've taped that down. We're going to put it back in the machine, and we are going to run color stop, color stop 6. Back in a second. Okay, guys, here we are, our Reality Stone. That last stitch tacked down our flasher vinyl. We're going to peel this up. Okay, and we're going to take our back, and we are going to tape down our back. Now we're going to run color stop 8, which is going to do 85% of our tack together. It's going to leave a little hole right here at the bottom for us to shove our flasher in. And then we'll do one more stitch. You'll see that this pattern has 10 steps. We won't be doing the 10th. On all the flasher fobs, you don't do the last step. That's that dead stop where I force the needle head away from the center so it doesn't run over your flasher. So let's go ahead and put this back in the machine now that we've taped the back on it, and do color stops 7, which are going to be the die lines for your cam snaps, and 8, which is going to be about 85% of your stitch together. Back in a minute. Okay guys, you'll notice that we have done the die lines for our cam snaps, and you really can't see it because I did it in black. Sorry. And then we have done the fob tack together line, usually the very last step in all fobs, but it stopped. It left an opening here. That is so that we can flip this guy over. Ooh, I did not change my bobbin. I used white bobbin instead of black bobbin. Well, then at least you can see on the back where we've got this opening. I'm going to take up my tape because I don't need it anymore. I'm going to take my flasher. I'm going to make sure that I put my flasher flashy side forward. And I'm going to shove this bad boy up in there. And this one runs horizontal. So I'm going to turn it so it's kind of horizontal. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Yeah. And now I'm going to put it back in the machine. It's just going to run this bottom line right here. It's not going to come anywhere close to that flasher, so you don't have to worry about it catching or tripping on your machine. Back in just a second. Hey-o, here we go. And look, it's all flashy. There we go. Can you see that? Even with the overheads on? All right, I'm gonna trim a couple of my little hairs sticking out. There we go. And now I'm gonna pop it out on my hoop and grab my handy dandy favorite trimming scissors and try not to be distracted by the pretty lights, but it's me, so no guarantees. Remember, we turn our project, not our scissors. Want to be careful not to clip our stitch lines. Go on down, go on down, turn straight away, turn, turn, straight away, turn. I'm trying to figure out how to make this more exciting. It really isn't. Berg. Also, I'm getting distracted by the pretty lights. Ooh, go into the light. And there we go guys. Infinity Reality Stone trapped in Aether. All you need to do is put your snap tab or your rivet, add your lobster claw or your slip ring, and there you go. Peace. Ooh. Peace.